Take 27. Everyone, TV here from the TV show podcast. Thank you for always watching my videos or being engaged. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all are awesome. And by the way, please try not to focus on this. This is the issue I had this week, in which I had the greatest pain of my life, and I was an absolute nightmare to be around because there was so much pain all over my body that originated from here. Had some dental surgery again, and I'm doing better and I can talk, but this is obviously right there. At any rate, the goal with this particular video is to share the breaking news. I have breaking news. Breaking news. And on this particular channel, I never talk about breaking news because, you know, all the stuff I share is kind of timeless. I believe information and wisdom that has been bestowed upon me is not breaking news. But this is because this week I decided to change and rebrand the channel, the podcast itself. It has been the TV show podcast because it was colorfully named after this guy. And I actually really enjoyed it. I love it. It makes it memorable. It makes it easy to share with people. I was at a party this week, for example, that my friend Maddox was last weekend. And he was sharing and people were asking about me and what I do. I talked about the podcast and they're like, oh, what's the name of it? How can I find it? And it was the TV show podcast. And they're like, oh, that's crazy cool. Because your name's TV. I know. Right, so clever. Anyways, that's no longer clever. However, the new name is pretty fantastic itself. It's going to be, give me a second. Oh, Becoming Better Ancestors podcast is actually the name of my newsletter already. And it's a topic that I talk about because it is something that I became aware of probably about a year ago, that we're essentially someone's ancestors down the line. At one point in time, in the future, in the near future, not so distant future, people will be able to say, oh, that was my uncle, that was my brother, that was my dad, that was my great-great-great-granddad, me, right? And it'll be an entry on some genealogy family tree. And we're ancestors. And I'd like to think that if play our cards right, we will be memorable in some way. Like, oh, that's the ancestor that changed the way that our family traditionally went. Change the generational stories that we have been telling ourselves. Oh, that was the one that built this, the company that changed the life of his and his family's future, right? Those kinds of stories. And at bare minimum, just becoming just fuller, much more beautiful versions of ourselves. I don't know. It can be as simple as that. Being better ancestors, showing up for our families, for our children, who will then show up for their children, who will then show up for their children. It's all generational stuff, but in the positive side. So, welcome to the Becoming Better Ancestors podcast. This is the first episode of sorts in that vein. Please continue to tune in. The content will remain the same. It will be off the cuff, kind of like this. I just went for a walk. I'm trying to do better about my walks. I was doing really good for a long time, but when it gets cold, going outside for walks becomes really hard. But I'm on a walk, and while here, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just use this as an opportunity to record and share with the masses. You're part of the masses. With you, my beautiful audience. Share with you the new brand. Not so much the new direction, because I've been talking about what I've been talking about. Please join me on my path. I will continue to share these types of episodes. I'll bring my daughters on. Hopefully I'll be able to get both of them on here during the summer when my younger one is here from college. Record something together. Record podcasts with friends, guest podcasts with people that can add value in this space, in the personal development, wellness, health and wellness, mental health kind of space, as well as conversations with my fiancée. I'm actually excited about that. Have a couple of ideas there on how to approach that. I will tell you right now, I kind of struggle with that one because it might sound like I'm giving relationship advice, and I don't know. Who am I? I'm just some dork who got lucky and found the woman of his dreams in almost his 50s. And yeah, like that might be weird, but at the same time, it's just going to be our story. If you want to tune in and find out more, if you have questions, please let us know. About us, about our relationship, how it's structured. I really, really love the way we've built this thing. it's been a crazy, beautiful ride, and I don't know if you know this. I was never gonna get married ever again. It was like no, and then time passed, and I couldn't imagine not marrying her. So I did. I proposed a little under a year ago. So she's my fiancée. She'll come on. She's a fantastic human. So she will also be a guest from time to time. That's all I have for you today. Just a quick life update, podcast update. I'm excited. Thank you for sharing, for tuning in, for giving me the love. I do feel it. It's kind of crazy. It's not like this is a big enterprise, but it's something that I love, and I hope that my grandchildren and great-grandchildren will watch. I'll leave you with this. There's very few photos of me when I was young. There is a lot of content of me much older, and there's that. But then there's also I don't know my grandparents. I don't know my great-grandparents. I don't know very little about them. Even just knowing who they were, it didn't have to be this public kind of spectacle that I'm making. So that's unfortunate. I would like to get to know them. I would like to understand their story, how they became who they became, then create my parents who helped create me. Like, I love the idea that my children, my great-grandchildren and grandchildren and so forth will get to see this stuff and actually get to witness this. So maybe you're looking and watching this in the future, little gran nieto, this is your abuelo, bisabuelo, from the past. Hi, I'm still a dork. This is where you get it from, little dude. Te quiero mucho. Mwah. Anywho, to the rest of you, I'll see you soon on the next episode. Thank you very much. Bye.